Welcome to the Alcohol Free Life podcast, brought to you by thesoberclub.com. I'm Janey Grace. This is for you if you've quit the booze or you'd like to, or maybe you're just sober curious. I'll bring you tips and motivation without any judgment, and there'll be inspiration from experts, quit-lit authors, and sober heroes. Welcome to a special bonus episode of the Alcohol Free Life podcast. I haven't done this in absolutely ages, but I had a podcast already lined up for this week, so you'll be getting that as usual on Friday. But I also realised that I could not have a week go by without mentioning this fantastic event that's coming up in Brighton. So I decided to do a little bonus episode and have a chat with Isadore, who is the gal behind it, along with Woody Cook. This just sounds like such fun. Isadore, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Janey, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's so lovely to chat to you. So I saw some of the promo for this, and first of all I kind of saw this promo and it said Sobar Sessions. So I thought, well, that sounds like my kind of thing, right? That's going to be a sober event. I like the sound of that. And then up pops Woody Cook. I mean, how cool is that? Look, we're going to talk a bit about Woody in a moment. Obviously, Woody's name it makes me obviously think of Zoe, because I've known Zoe for years, Zoe Ball. We should just do a little bit of history for anyone who's, because this podcast is going to span the ages, right? You're going to have people who know about Woody, young people who know about Woody, and then old people like me who know about Norman and Zoe. So it's a lovely kind of lots of lovely music biz connections. So obviously Woody Cook is going to be part of this event. But before we get into all that, let's just chat about you. Tell me a bit about your background and the work that you do.
Yeah, Janey, so thanks so much for having me. It's great to chat to you and share the story. So I have been sober now for 18 months, and as anyone who's gone through their own sobriety journey knows, it's a bit of a whirlwind, and you know, your whole scene and social aspects change, and you end up in a totally new world. And a part of that for me has meant, looking for more and longing for other things that just didn't seem like they were there, i.e. partying. And, I've been I've always done event stuff and worked with high-level entrepreneurs planning events of the century, and things like this throughout my career. But taking that aside, I really thought, hang on, there's something I could do here for us sober people. There's a gap in the market here. And like, we want cool stuff too. And so I moved to Brighton at the end of October, and I could just see so much. There's such a sober scene here. We've got this over 70 Alcoholic Anonymous and Cocaine Anonymous meetings a week.
Is there really? Wow, that's interesting. You've also got the alcohol-free bar, haven't you, in Brighton?
Yeah. But like in comparison to Cornwall, there's 20 in the whole of Cornwall.
Right.
So in terms of numbers.
Wow.
And I was like, there is such a call for it here. And I started, putting some ideas together and looking at what was already going on. And there's a lot of alternative stuff here. Of course, it's Brighton, we're very lucky. But there was I felt that there was a need for like A-list DJs in cool venues. And, after putting some plans together, I came up with the concept of the Sobar Sessions morning raving initially, and managed to get in touch with Woody, and here we are. So
amazing, fantastic. So the reason we're doing this bonus episode is because the next one is the 14th. The one in Brighton is on the 14th of July. And sadly, I can't make it. I'm absolutely gutted, but nevertheless, I'm sharing it for everybody else. I'm gonna make another one. Trust me. But for everyone who is kind of like, well, who is this person? Let's just backtrack then. So I'm friends or colleagues, if you like, with Zoe Ball, who of course I've known for years from BBC Radio 2, and of course Fatboy Slim, Norman Cook, who's Woody's dad, and both of those amazing, incredible celebs have been vocal about their journey with alcohol, right?
Absolutely, and we're so lucky, and that's why Woody wanted to do it, because it touches home for him. Woody's not sober, but actually, it's not about being anti-drinkers. It's about being sober curious and embracing the change that the world is going through and this whole movement, and And Woody supports that fully because he's been there. So I think Norman celebrated 15 years this year.
Did he?
And
Wow.
so, it must be equally as long. I'm
I
not
think,
sure.
no, I think Zoe's about a year and a half more than me. So she's probably about 8. Yeah.
I mean, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
brilliant.
amazing. And
And
it
he
really
must have seen
touched their
such a
hearts.
massive change in them. I mean, those of us who've got, I've got kids, similar age to Woody, and it's one of my, it's my biggest regret that I didn't stop sooner. When the kids were younger, and I know that from Woody's perspective, it's a thing for sure, isn't it? Being able to see the change in your parents like that, particularly high profile parents.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even for me, my dad stopped drinking 8 years ago this year. And for me, without a doubt, it was a catalyst for me stopping drinking. I just the changes I saw in him, and I just think the impact it has watching your parents go through such an amazing life change. And that's why Woody, as soon as I spoke to him, it was amazing. He messaged me back and just said, yes, I want to do it. And I just thought,
brilliant. I didn't realize that Woody was DJing. How can I not have caught that? That's so exciting. I mean, talk about following in Norman's footsteps.
And he is just absolutely smashing it. Like I think he's been in Ibiza, he's been in Glasgow, he did numerous sets at Glasgow, then he's been in Ibiza, then he's planning his stage at Secret Garden Party. He is just absolutely, and in his own right, he really has worked his butt off, and he is doing such cool stuff. So brilliant. It's just, and he just brings such energy. I really encourage anyone that hasn't watched him, his sets, get onto social media and have a little look at that energy, the funk.
Exactly. Brilliant. And as I saw in one of the posts that you guys did on Instagram, being sober is not boring. I said on my TEDx talk, the sober anagram of bores, but the opposite is true. Us sober types know how to party, right?
Absolutely. And this is really part of my mission. It's being sober isn't boring. I want to make sobriety cool. Why do these events get held in village halls? Or why can't we be at these amazing places with amazing stuff going on, with this vibrancy that we all have inside of us? And I think that actually, as you go through your sobriety journey, you realize that how much energy you have and how much life you have, and why isn't that being shown off? And that is part of the magic that I want to show with these events. It's it's cool, and we're amazing, and we're having an amazing time.
Brilliant. So just remind us then, what's the venue at the weekend, and what will be on offer?
So we are very lucky. We're going to be at the I360. We're not in the bubble because the bubble has a limit to capacity and weight and time, and there's no loos and this sort of stuff. So, but we're on the sun terrace.
Nice.
So hopeful for sun, Janey. Come on. And if not, we'll be inside. But we're looking out over the famous West Pier. We're going to have sunshine blazing down on us. Woody's going to be playing. We've got jugglers and fire dancers, and we've got sober bar, and we've got a donut wall and gorgeous seating and camera areas. And
amazing. So presumably you've got a whole range of great alcohol-free drinks.
We have to use their bar at this event, which is fine, but they're putting together some lovely bits for us. So.
Well, I hope they are, because that's another whole fantastic reason to do this, because the more places you do this in, the more bars and venues are going to start to realise, hold on a minute, we've got to cater for these people. Come on.
Well, this was another part of my thing, Jenny. It's we deserve more than an alcohol-free beer.
Totally. When sometimes when people kind of say, when you get the sober shamers and they kind of go, I don't know, whatever line they come up with. And you think to yourself, but hold on a minute. If you were having, if Zoe Ball, were coming round to your party, perhaps along with Elton John or whatever, would you seriously be happy to offer us some warm orange juice? I don't think so. Right? I don't think so. So have something great that doesn't have poison in it, right? It's not that typical.
Absolutely. And right. I think we're really lucky actually, because it's a morning event. So there's going to be lots of nice, delicious coffee coolers and coffees and nice, yummy morning drinks as well. But It really is, it's just a real chance for change, and I just want like it to be inclusive and high vibrational and connective. And instead of going for your morning Sunday run, Janey, we're going to go for a morning Sunday rain.
Absolutely, I love it. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing it with us, and do say hi to Woody for me and tell him to say hi to Zoe. And I really hope it goes well. I'll definitely be at another one. Just remind us of the website then, or the best place for people to get tickets if they can come.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are at Sobar Sessions for social handles. That's SOBAR Sessions. And we're www.sobarsessions.co.uk. And you can find everything there, and come join us Sunday morning, Brighton seafront. It's going to be amazing.
Amazing. Isadore, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really, really appreciate it. So there you go then, little bonus episode. Just a quick mention, as I've got you listening as well, for our family constellations. Very different affair, but nevertheless amazing work on Sunday, 21st of July in Hertfordshire. Be great if some of you can make that. Yeah, you know where to find me, at Janey Lee Grace, and join us at thesoberclub.com. Isadore, thank you.
Thanks so much.
I'll see you guys Friday for the regular podcast. Thank you for listening to the Alcohol Free Life podcast, brought to you by the Sober Club. Please rate and review. And if you want support, accountability and inspiration, and you want to live your best life without the booze, check out thesoberclub.com.